well. So I want you guys all to have your notebook ready, make some notes, and learn how you're going to explain these accounts as well. And we're going to go from there. So number one, I'm gonna share some recognition in our team. We have some people that passed exams, and of course, to become an advisor, you must pass those exams. So I'm gonna do some recognition, and then we're gonna get started with our training. So let's get started over here. Number one, our team name is Educate Financial. We are in the financial business, but what makes us different than other financial companies is we help and educate people. That's something that I want to get across very clearly. We are in the education business, and our mission is to financially educate families. Okay, a lot of people need this. Whether you're a newcomer, whether you've been in Canada for years and years, everybody needs financial education. Another thing I want to make an announcement is Las Vegas is coming up. I'm so excited for this. I'm not sure if they're going to open up more seats. If they do, fantastic, and we'll all go together as well. So those of you who are registered, that's great, and we're all gonna be in Las Vegas listening to people like Ed Milet, Swan Nguyen as well. Okay, I want you to understand this. This is said by Albert Einstein. He said, "Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it, and he who doesn't pays it." Okay, so I'm going to show you how important compound interest is. And you know, a lot of us on this call, we are studying to get our license, or some of you are already licensed. And you must understand how the banks make money and how we help our clients make money. It's a very big difference. And I want you guys to really understand this as well. The first concept that I'm going to go over, I know some of you have already heard it, but learn the way I explain this. Learn the words that I use. And I want you guys to get really good at explaining this because it can make a day and night difference in somebody else's life. Okay, so it's called the rule of 72. Okay, and I'm going to give you an example of how this works. Let's say you're 29 years old today. Some of us are cheering, some of us are not, and you have $10,000. You go into the bank, and the bank gives you 4% rate of return. You're going to take the number 72, you divide it by 4%, and the answer you get is 18. Every 18 years, your money is going to double. So have a look at this. At 29 to 47, 18 years later, that 10,000 is 20,000. At age 65, that 20,000 doubles to $40,000. Now, let me ask you a question here. What did the bank do with your money? If you ask anybody outside, a lot of people don't know what the bank does with your money. They're going to reinvest it, and they're going to put it somewhere where they get a better rate of return. Maybe, let's say, for example, 12%. Okay, and I'll tell you this. If I ask you a question, what's the interest rate on your credit card?
21%.
21%. Exactly. Harmon knows this. So this is something that I want you guys to understand. Look at this. They take the money you deposit and they loan it out. Okay. So you take the same calculation, 72. Now you divide it by 12. That equals 6. Your money for the bank is now going to double every 6 years. Look at the power of this. At 29, you deposited 10,000. At 35, that doubled to 20. 20 will double to 40. 40 will double to 80. 80 to 160. At 59, 320. And at age 65, they have $640,000. $640,000. Now, look at this. When you retire and you're going to go cash out your RRSP, they're going to give you your $40,000 and they're going to give you a nice coffee mug. Okay? And they're going to say you're the best customer ever. Look at how much they kept from you. $600,000. Why would the bank ever teach you to invest in a different place? If their incentive is this way to make money, why would they ever teach you? The beautiful thing here is we don't work for the bank. We're not employed by the bank. That's the best thing over here. We work for our clients. So this is a rule that's extremely, I would say, important to understand. Next thing I want you to understand is a lot of times you ask people, do you have a TFSA? Do you have a RRSP? A lot of times people think a TFSA and a RRSP is an investment. It is not a investment. All that is, it's a vehicle, it's a account. Okay, and I want you to understand this. When you talk about RSP, TFSA, children's education plans, there's a new account, FHSA. These are all accounts, and all a account means is how the government is going to treat that money. What are they going to do with that money? How are they going to tax you? Okay. Now, what's inside of the TFSA, what's inside the RRSP is the investment. That's the actual investment. And inside of these accounts, you can hold many different kinds of investments. You can hold GICs, the guaranteed income certificate. All right. You can hold bonds. You can hold stocks. You can hold mutual funds. Okay, so what I want you to write down in your notebook, this is how the government will tax you by the account, and this is what gives you the return. This is the real investment. This is the real investment. Okay, so a lot of times people tell you, oh, I invest, I have a RRSP or I have a TFSA. You have to ask them the question, what's inside the TFSA? What's inside the RRSP? And you'll be surprised, a lot of people don't know what's inside. They have no idea what the return is. Okay, next thing I want to cover and I want to go over is how do these vehicles work? I'm only going to cover 3 of them. But what I want you to understand is you need to only know 3 things. What happens when I put money into this account? What happens when the money grows inside of this account? And number 3, what happens when I take the money out of this account? Here are 3 accounts we're going to go over. Non-registered accounts, things like having a checking saving account in the bank or whatever it might be. Next account we're going to go over is called a RRSP, Retirement Savings Plan. And the last one we're going to go over is a tax-free savings account. Let me show you what happens in these accounts. Number 1, when you're putting money into a non-registered account, nothing happens. You don't get a tax write-off. You don't get any of those things. Okay? But remember, when the money grows, every year you're going to get a slip from the bank. 50% of it is taxable and 50% is tax-free. There's something I want to mention to you. You pay capital gains on that. And when you withdraw the money, you get to withdraw it all. Okay? So very, very clear, very simple. Now, a RRSP, retirement savings account, why do people put money into this account? Because you get a tax write-off. And I'm going to give you an example. Let's say somebody's income is $100,000. And let's say their tax rate is 30%. They're going to have to pay that year $30,000 in taxes. Okay? Now look at this. If I buy $10,000 of RRSP, I get a tax write-off on the $10,000. So if it's 30% on the $10,000, that year I'm going to get back $3,000 in taxes. I don't have to pay $30,000. I only have to pay $27,000. And of course, this money grows. I want you to write this down. Tax deferred. Tax deferred, meaning every year you're not paying tax on it. But remember, in a RRSP, when you take the money out, it's 100% taxable. So if this $10,000 goes to, let's say, $20,000, guess what? You're going to pay 100% tax on the $20,000. Okay? So this might be a good account for somebody who has a very high income now, and when they're going to retire, they might have a lower tax bracket. It could be a very good strategy for them. Now, next account I want to go over is called a TFSA, tax-free savings account. And over here, you don't get a tax write-off, but remember this, as the money grows, it's 100% tax-free. So look at this. If that $10,000 goes to $20,000, guess what? You pay zero tax on that $20,000. Okay? So every Canadian should have a tax-free savings account open for them and their family. And a lot of people, either they do or they don't. Okay? And if they don't, you are able to help them open it up. Okay? Now, I want you to understand the importance of having a good investment and having good financial education. I'm going to give you an example here. Let's say this person is saving $300 a month and they're young. Let's say they have 30 years till they retire. Okay? They put it in a checking saving account, whatever it might be. Let's say they're getting a 3% rate of return. In 30 years, they're going to have $174,000 in this account. $174,000 at 3%. Now, we're not going to change anything. We're not going to change how much they're putting in. We're not changing. All we're changing is the investment. It's the return. Okay? And have a look at this. Let's say that $300 is getting a 12% rate of return. I'm going to show you where you can get 12%, by the way. The same money over the same period of time, instead of having $174,000, you have $924,000. That is a $750,000 difference. That is the cost of being educated financially and not being educated financially. That's how much it can cost you by the time of retirement. $900,000 investment over here. Okay. Now, what are some of the accounts that can return that? I want to go over the history of the stock market as well. Okay. If you look at the bull years and you look at the bear markets, if you notice in this graph, the bear markets are very shallow and also they don't last very long. The market drops, it doesn't last very long. But look at how long the bull markets last. Look at how long. But remember, what do most people do when the market drops? They get scared, they pull out their money, and they lose all the gains. They lose all the gains. Okay. So very important to understand, we have way more bull markets than we have bear markets. We have way more growth than we have losses. And I want to give you an example of that. Let's say in 1981, someone put in $10,000 into the stock market right over here. They invested $10,000, never put more money in. There's been many different events throughout history, right? COVID-19 pandemic. There's many different major, the 9/11 attacks and so on throughout history. But by 2022, this person would have over $800,000 from that $10,000. Okay, and historically, the market has returned 11.4% during that time. 11.4%. So there's a saying, don't time the market, it's time in the market. No one can time the market. It's time in the market. How long have you been in the market? Okay. And next thing I want to show you is some of the returns that when you are licensed, you can offer to your clients as well. Look at this. Over the last 10 years, this account has returned 10.9% on average every year. If you look at this account right over here, last 10 years, on average, 17.9%. I ask you a question. Is the bank going to give you that rate of return? Ask your client this question. Probably not. Probably not. Okay. So very important to understand the rate of return as well. Another thing I want to go over is, why are you getting your license? Why do you want to get your license and what is the potential? We educate people. There are so many people out there that have a TFSA and have no idea what their return is. Or they're getting 3% when they could be getting a way better return. Have a look at this. We show them the difference between having a bank account and having a investment. Okay, and I use this example. This person is only saving $150 a month. Let me ask you a question. Who cannot save $150 a month? Anybody can. Even someone working minimum wage can save this kind of money. Okay, and I want to go over this, that if you focus and really begin to share with people, if you're new, here's what I would do. Number one, I started something new. I want to share it with you and get your opinion. If you just follow this, you're going to be able to set up many appointments with many people. Okay, and of course, when you share with one person, a lot of referrals will come out of that too. They'll say, hey, this account's good for me. Can you do one for my husband? Hey, can you do one for my kids? Can you do one for my cousin? You'll get a lot of referrals doing this. And I want to mention, if you do one of these accounts a day, remember, in one family, there's not one account. There's 4, 5, 6 different accounts in one family that are available. Okay? And of course, I want to give you an idea. If you do one of these accounts, 150 times 12 will give you the yearly amount. Times 1.5 will give you the number of points. This is your total production. So 150, if someone is saving, that will generate 2,700 in points. Okay? 2,700 times 30, that's 81,000 points in 1 month. All of you can do this. If you are licensed, all of you can do this. Let me show you how much this is going to pay you as well. Okay? As an associate, that month, you are going to earn $29,000. Let me ask you a question. When is the last time you made $30,000 in 1 month? You can do it here. You can do it here. As a marketing director, you earn $41,000 that month doing these accounts. Okay, and as a senior marketing director, you earn $53,000 that month doing these accounts. Remember this, it may benefit you, but it benefits a client way more. You put hundreds and thousands of dollars in front of their future, and you protected their family as well. But remember this, in this business, I want you guys to focus, really get to work. Really put in the effort, put in the time as well. And I'll tell you this, there's a book I read by Swan Win, and he mentioned one day he was so frustrated in his business. He wanted to win so bad, okay? And what he did, he made a decision. I'm not going to go home before 11 p.m. If you had a job, could you go home before 11 p.m. if your hours were till 11 p.m.? You can't. Why is this any different? It's because it's your own business. Okay, so I want you guys to really focus. There's people who are getting licensed. I'm so excited for them as well. But if you are licensed, look at how much of a difference we make for people. People are earning 3%. We can offer them a lot more and a better rate of return as well. So to close out, I think I want Juliana to speak and give some feedback on this, or other SMD. Juliana, unmute yourself, and then we're going to close out the call. And I hope you guys really learned as well. Tatiana, the name of the book is called Building People. So I might have a copy. I'll give it to you as well. Okay, so go ahead, Juliana.
Good evening, everyone. I'm really excited because today we had a lot of results, and I was not able to make it on home on time because we just complete another application. And I want to congratulate my brother. He did 625 premium. So that's probably going to be the biggest paycheck he made, and bigger than the previous work. And I want to congratulate Tatiana for such a good job that, and of course, Parm, that we all together work as a team, and we made great results. And we hear a lot of yeses from the people that actually wanted to help community. And that's what I actually wanted to remind everyone, that yes, we do get paid a lot. Yes, our actually commission could be really high, but mainly what we do for the clients, that we bring in the value to the family, and we educating the client how to be more careful with the money, and how to set up a proper and also better future for the family financially, and as well to the next generation, right? So if you put yourself from the place caring, and you doing something for family, you changing the life, you actually changing the future and the kids' future, then you will never hesitate about the products and about information. And also, I want to talk to the people that doesn't have any accounts as of today, and I know list of the people. If you don't have those accounts, how can you offer these accounts to others and truly believe that this is so good? If you don't own it and you not have it and you don't understand properly, then you will never have a belief. You have to have it first as a client. You will see how it works. You will cash it out with the money, test it, I would say, and then only you're gonna really believe that this is a valuable accounts and this is actually money, right? So I became a client a long time ago, and I know I cashed out some money, and I know it works, and I know it grows really well, and I cannot actually get more excited than I already am, because if I have it and I know I my family have it, then for sure it's good, right? So I really proud to mention that. And many times we sit down with clients. I had a lot of questions in my community. People were asking, which account do you have you ever pull out the money, or how it works? So, and with my open opinion, and of course with my open heart, I wanted even sometimes to show those accounts, my own accounts, right? To so prove it that it really works, right? Because if you own it, then you would not hesitate. You would never call it scam. You would never say that this is something not right, or hesitate to give to the family. Because so far I haven't had a client that really had those amazing accounts from my experience. And that's why I know that I doing my best. Maybe something out there exists and we not aware, we don't know. But so far, my personal experience from the client side, I know not many people heard about those accounts. They were not educated, and what we do, we actually do all of those for them and not charging them anything. And we build in relation with the clients as well for the long term. So with that, I want to go back to you, Tom.
Awesome. All right. Okay, everyone. Let's, a lot of people need help out there. We're in the business of education. I'm so excited because I see in the next 6 months, a lot more people are going to need our help as well. So let's get out there. Let's share this knowledge and education. And yeah, let's make things happen. I'm so excited for all of you. Okay. So good night, everyone. I hope you guys learned something from today's call, and I will see you guys all.